And of course, kung ganyang karami o lahat halos ng mga investigating bodies ay minimislead, malamang ibig sabihin may pinagtatakpan talaga, no? Sa buong proseso nito. I really, Mr. Chair, I really can't help feeling na may hindi nag-a-add up. Kaya katulad ni Senator Kiko, yung ni-raise nilang intervention in the earlier round, sang-ayon talaga ako na dapat bahagi ng usaping ito yung pagtingin di lang sa ghost projects pati sa mga substandard na projects na dun may corruption din na probably nangyari. So follow up ko naman po sa Department of Justice. So will it Yusek Mark, okay. So I'll continue to ask the questions of the department kay ating Prosecutor General Fadulyon. Ano naman pong epekto nitong issue din yung sa coordinates sa mga kasong isasampa dun sa mga suspected na corrupt?
Well, sa ngayon po, Mr. Chair, as far as the cases that we have already and we are conducting investigations, hindi naman po siya maapektuhan, no? Pero in a way, it would have made things a bit faster. Kasi ang mangyayari ho niyan, ito hong mga cases na inimbestigahan ng department is the product of the work of law enforcement pertaining to the NBI. So sila po yung talagang pumunta dun sa site at chinek at binalidate isa-isa kung talaga pong ghost projects ito o hindi. But I guess with the data and information coming from the DPWH, which would be more accurate, then it would facilitate and make the investigations and the gathering of evidence faster. Pero sa ngayon po naman, based on the cases that were referred to us by the NBI, gumagalaw siya kasi hindi naman po siya dependent doon sa data na nakala po doon, yung binabanggit po ngayon ng DPWH.
Okay. So, para hindi rin ma-mislead pati yung NBI, and yung kasasabi nyo lang po, PG Fadulyon, assurance na may bahaging investigasyon led by the DOJ na hindi mamimislead nitong mga corrections na kailangan nating gawin sa mga datos na basehan ng mas technical siguro na investigasyon at auditing na pinamumunuan naman ng DPWH.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Madam Senator. Kasi po ang mangyayari ngayon yan is yung binabanggit nga po ng DPWH, the submissions that they have of whatever data they gather is brought to the ICI. And then any investigation that the ICI sees is needed or may be conducted is referred to the Office of the Ombudsman. The Department of Justice po, gumagalaw po siya ng sarili niya. In coordination, we still coordinate with the ICI and with the Office of the Ombudsman. Pero ito po mga kaso na ginagawa po natin at iniimbestigahan po natin ay batay po sa pagsusuri na ginagawa ng NBI upon the directive of the DOJ po.
So in a way po, dalawang parallel
Yes.
na fact-finding or investigation or auditing.
Opo, at dagdag ko na lang po na syempre kung ano po yung naimbestigahan namin since kino-coordinate namin sa ICI at sa DPWH, nakakabawas na po yun dun sa datos na kailangan pa nating ituring na ghost projects kasi at least ito po ay may mga kaso na pong gumagalaw.
Okay, salamat po, PG Fadulyon. Again, that's reassuring para marinig ng ating publiko na kahit minsan parang one step backward or may pag-uulit, may pag-retrace ng steps na kailangan mangyari, meron din namang 1 or 2 steps forward. And yung pong timetable ng NBI at saka ng DOJ ba, medyo kapacing nung sa DPWH, ICI, Ombudsman na within some makukompleto na by the end of this month or some or most or all within the first quarter? Meron na rin po ba kayong parang first batch na mga cases na medyo mahihinog na at magbubunga na ng some kind of resolution para sa ating publiko?
Mr. Chair, for the information of the body, as mentioned by the Secretary po, we already referred 2 cases to the Office of the Ombudsman which have been filed with the Sandigan Bayan. These are 2 cases for malversation of public funds. And there are 3 cases. This also involves yung ghost projects, no, involving yung Sims Construction in Bulacan. These 3 cases are also due for resolution. The resolution will be out anytime within the week po. No? So there are a total of 5 cases. At the same time, there are 6 cases in different stages na kung saan patapos na po yung preliminary investigation, yung iba naman po ay ongoing. Pero we hope to be able to finish them well before the end of the month. And we have 3 new cases which were sent back to us. Ito po yung referred din naman ng Department for Plunder to the Office of the Ombudsman. This was returned to us last week. And within the week, the subpoenas for these cases para dun sa preliminary o pag-usad ng preliminary investigation ay may lalabas na po itong linggo na to.
Salamat, PG. So again, maaasahan ng publiko natin na may mga significant na hakbang pasulong by, sabi nyo, yung iba by the end of the week, yung iba naman by the end of the month. So mga konkretong hakbang forward na pwede pong subaybayan ng ating mga kababayan. Okay, salamat po. PG. Balik po ako sa DPWH. Patuloy pa rin po yung investigasyon ninyo. Tama po ba?
That is correct, Madam Chair.
Opo, kasi nga, sabi nyo, batches by batches hanggang matapos yung audit at investigasyon sa lahat ng mga suspected na ghost or substandard projects. So, ano pong ginagawa ng DPWH para ingatan yung budget ng inyong department at siguraduhin hindi na or in largest part hindi mananakaw ang pera ng taong bayan?
Madam Chair, insofar as the budget preparation is concerned, no, our planning undersecretary is already crafting a new way of formulating the DPWH NEP. No, so hindi na po siya yung dati po nga na merong mga formula na ginagamit on the allocables that has been scrapped. And meron na pong bagong formula na gagamitin to ensure po that the budget will be used more wisely. Of course, for implementation, yun nga po yung mga reforma na aming ginagawa. As of now, yung pong transparency portal ang aming nilaunch wherein we will all the data of all projects, including pictures and the contracts, are available to the public. No, later on po, we are in the process of procuring satellite images para po meron pong satellite images for each contract, each project. And this will be available to the public. No, so that way po mabawasan ng mga human intervention, human interference, and to ensure that all the projects are monitored by not only by us but general public po.
Sabi niyo po, Yusek, wala ng allocables. So both yung term at yung practice, sinusubukan yung siguruhin na wala na yon sa sabi niyong new way of crafting the DPWH budget.
That is correct, Madam Chair.
Okay, and then maglo-launch kayo ng transparency portal. So tulad namin dito sa Senate, tulad ng executive. Yung mga portals kaya nito, they will be able to speak to each other para mag-validate, cross-reference sa isa't isa sa mga data?
Yes po. Actually, ma'am,
Okay.
launched na po siya, Madam Chair.
Okay.
We can already access it. And we are continuing to populate the data in the transparency portal.
At you, sorry, go ahead,
Yes
Yusek.
po. And all the data po in the portal comes from the PCME. So lahat po sila nag-uusap po sila, no. Except now for the images, satellite images, wherein we have entered a MOA with the PhilSA para po sila ang mag-supply sa amin ng mga images after we have procured the same.
And yung satellite images na yon, may kasama na silang coordinates, whichever
Yes.
kind of coordinates. Pero talagang kung ano yung coordinates, kahit sinong mamamayan pwedeng mahanap dun talaga sa eksaktong longitude at latitude na yan. Kasi kahit sabihin, actually the project was 1 point something kilometers away. Hindi yun lang. Malayo-layo ang 1 point something kilometer. Hindi po yan meter or di po ba? Kilometer rin po yan. So but yung satellite images, kasama na yung actual na coordinates.
That is correct, Madam Chair.
Okay po. Huling tanong ko po sa ngayon sa DPWH, Mr. Chair. Last week po lumabas yung balita na nagkasunog sa DPWH office sa Baguio. Sabi ni Mayor Magalong, sensitive documents were lost in that fire. Dahil lumalabas po na dun mismo sa record section nagsimula yung sunog na iyan. Meron ng, so, dun sa ganyang statement ni Mayor, lumalabas po ba na arson ang nangyaring iyon? So sadya pong hindi nasunog pero sinunog yung records na yon?
Madam Chair, as to the final report, as to the cause of the fire, it has yet to be determined by the BFP. However, we have here a list of all the affected documents, and it appears that wala naman pong sensitive documents, and all of which we have copies of.
Okay, so mali ba si Mayor Magalong? Dahil sinabi nilang sensitive documents ang nawala. Na-reassure nyo na ba sila na those are not sensitive at may kopya po kayo?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have a list here, and we have the copies that we can submit to the honorable body po.
Please do through our chair. At may investigation po bang underway din ang department para matukoy either kung sino ang nagsunog sa opisina or at least paanong nasunog yung opisinang yon?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have sent a team the past week nung nangyari po yung incident, and they are working closely with the BFP to determine the cause of the fire, Madam Chair.
May initial na po bang lumalabas na possible causes of that fire?
Wala pa po, Madam Chair.
Wala pa rin. Eh di ba last year may nasunog na rin na isa pang DPWH office? Hindi ako nagkakamali doon sa Quezon City.
Yes
dito
po,
sa
yun
Metro
po yung
Manila. So,
Bureau of Research and Standards.
yes
Madam
po.
Chair.
So, bakit hindi po tayo mas nag-ingat pagkatapos? Kasi sa halip na mapigilang maulit ang isang Quezon City DPWH, naulit pa nga, DPWH Baguio naman. And these are two areas na lumalabas dito sa Blue Ribbon investigation namin, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Madam Chair, kaya po patuloy po ang aming investigasyon to find out po ang actual cause. We don't want to speculate as of the moment, but at least po we can assure everyone that all the documents are accounted for and there are no sensitive documents that are affected. In fact, puro po itong mga lumang dokumento po.
I can appreciate that po, Mr. Chair, pero of course hindi natin masisi yung publiko na mag-speculate nga. May mga precautionary measures ba na ginagawa ang department para wala nang sumunod pa na mga misteryosong pagsunog ng mga DPWH office, lalo na sa mga area na sumasailalim na sa magnifying glass ng Blue Ribbon at ng ibang investigating bodies?
Well, Madam Chair, as of the moment po, at the very least when we came in, yun nga po, lahat po ng documents, we require them to be scanned and to have copies of. No? Of course, ito pong sunog, supposedly meron naman po tayong mga standards to avoid fire. However, of course, di po namin maiwasan kung meron nga po mga ganitong insidente. So ang mga gawa lang po namin is to secure the documents, ensure that we have copies, and that all are accounted for in the event that meron pong ganitong mga mangyayaring insidente.
Okay, salamat po, Mr. Chair. Of course, never naman na walang magagawa ang department para maiwasan o mapigilan ito. So, I hope that the department will continue to be proactive, preserve the records kasi hindi lang siya of public value at ordinary times, pero lalo na ngayon na talagang bunga nung sumabog na issue ng flood control and other projects, scandals na di pa nga tayong lahat tapos na mag-imbestiga. Gusto nating ibalik yung tiwala ng publiko sa kami, concerned kami sa legislature, and I'm presuming kayo sa executive. So sana you will continue to think of and implement more preventive measures to preserve these records. I just have 1.5 minutes left, Mr. Chair. So siguro at least one question sa DOJ, maybe kay PG Fadulion. So kasi kanina po, sir, pinag-uusapan natin yung mga parallel investigations na hopefully nagko-complement sa isa't isa at napipigilan na kung may delay man or may reversal on one track, at least tuloy-tuloy yung isa pa. So, kumbaga, nagtutulungan. So, ano pong koordinasyon meron ang DOJ sa DPWH din, sa ICI, sa Office of the Ombudsman para siguruhin coherent po yung mga investigasyon ninyo at yung buong investigasyon ng executive at yung talagang dapat na masingil ang accountability, sila po'y talagang masisingil.
Okay, Mr. Chair, insofar as yung coordination po, we have a task force which addresses particularly itong sa flood control, which I head together with other prosecutors in the department. And in this in the deliberations that we have, involved po lagi ang ICI. We always inform them about the meeting so that they are apprised also of any cases that we are investigating, of any cases that we are filing. Now, if there are certain things that we need also naman, let's say documentary evidence that we need from the DPWH, we go straight to the DPWH as they have representatives who constantly attend the meetings. Insofar as the Office of the Ombudsman, when there are cases that we are investigating and we refer to them, nag-uusap na naman po kami na itong kaso na to, i-covered na po ng department. So most likely, hindi na po yan itatouch yung project na yan. Iba naman po. Para lang hindi po maging doble yung galaw. And then, if for example, if there is, if it is discovered later on that there are certain overlaps, we sit down and talk about it just to make sure that there will be no confusion pagdating ho doon sa resolution na magkakaroon po ng conflict din naman. Kasi nauna na nga po yung, let's say, nauna na yung ombudsman or nauna na ang DOJ. And this extends all the way up to the prosecution. Kasi even in the prosecution of cases, the Department of Justice may be deputized by the Office of the Ombudsman to handle the cases. And as in fact, by way of example, the case as against Sara Diskaya, which is now pending before the court in Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu, is being handled by prosecutors from the Ombudsman in the office, Ombudsman Mindanao and Ombudsman Visayas. But the Department of Justice prosecutors are also there to provide assistance or to collaborate with the lawyers of the Office of the Ombudsman, just to make sure that we're on the same page po.
So, yun pala, no? May maibibigay